What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Five Dish Changer. I am your host, Ashley Autumn, and I am here with my boy B Cove, the guys from 615 Podcast. Unfortunately, we're not able to make it here with us today, but
We're gonna
prayers.
hold it down for them. We'll
Yeah,
hold
we're
it
gonna
down
hold
for
it
them.
down for them. Prayers to them, and hopefully, whatever they have going on is not too crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but to get us started, the name of this episode is Shimmy Shimmy Ya. And the reason why I picked that, because when I was thinking, okay, like comedy and music, the first person that came to my head was ODB.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's got to be the name of the episode because that's just funny and crazy. And so I just felt like that was a good name for the
I like
episode.
it. No, doesn't miss. Can't miss well to be in Wu-Tang. No, let's go.
Exactly. And so just so everybody will know, right now we are streaming live on Instagram. We are on Twitch at Talented 10 TV as well as YouTube at Talented 10 TV. Unfortunately, I am still on probation over at Facebook, so I cannot go live on Facebook.
He's still thugging on
But
Facebook.
I'm
Okay.
on
All
Facebook
right.
probation, but I get out tomorrow.
Oh shoot, you off paper tomorrow.
I'm
Okay.
off
Is that what they
paper.
call it for Facebook? You off paper. All right. Cool.
I think so, because like I put in all kind of appeals and stuff, and I was like, "Yo, I really need to go
No
live."
way. They don't care.
This is my first time ever having any kind of Facebook infraction, and
Yeah.
it was one of the barbs because somebody posted something about Nikki and one of her rants, and I just said cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, that's it. That's
And
it. You put somebody off.
They flagged me for
No.
drugs, so that's why they locked me
You
up.
know what?
So,
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Facebook
Can't
was
keep playing down.
exactly moving like some fascists, but it's all right. So B, if you would just kind of introduce yourself a little bit more and tell us how you got into comedy, like who was the person that inspired you to get in comedy as well?
All right, bet. Well, I appreciate you for having me on and rocking with you. It's cool to be on the flip side of it because usually you're on our spot, you're at the scenario, you're a scenario family member at this point, so it's always cool being able to swap places. So I appreciate you. But now, man, I've been doing comedy about 20 years out of Nashville. Started up doing comedy right out of college. Like I say out of college, like I graduated. I still dropped out, but it was right at the end of it. But man, it just being funny was always my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you find out who you are, you kind of grow into yourself, and just coming up, it was just always being funny, like just always being the funny dude and fit in with folks and, just kind of make things easy. So that's always been my thing. You know what? There's a lot of people who kind of inspire, get you into, you know what I'm saying? Coming up, I'm a kid of the 80s, mostly 90s. So that's the era of Def Jam, Comic View. Black comics had TV shows, movies out the yang. So it was just cool to get inspired. Like, it's few people you just watch who weren't even comedians who I liked. Like David Allen Greer, for him to be a comedic actor, somebody like that you draw off of. But I'd have to say, man, Martin definitely. I mean, that's like the first comedy album I ever listened to. Martin, Sinbad, first person I ever saw live. Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying? Storytelling, just his the way he relayed jokes and could stretch it out, and it was about family. It's just, I say those are the three people who I probably watched the most. And then Eddie, just as far as everything else he did outside of stand-up. But yeah, it's good, man. It's fun. We have me, two other partners of mine. We do a tour called the Funny Lane Tour. We've been bouncing around from city to city for about a year now. We started off in New Orleans, but been able to do Birmingham a few times. Just kind of places, places that are like good clubs, good comedy spots. Going to Chattanooga in October. We have a residency at Zany's here in Nashville that's been going for the past few months now. That's good. So it's cool, man. It's fun. I like it. It's cool. I feel like, it's the last thing I'm good at, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and ride this out, see what happens.
Hey, I feel you. You got to do what you're good at. I feel like all of those people you named, like we grew up on. So like my he's not my little brother because he's bigger than me, so he's like my big little brother.
Yeah.
But he does comedy, and so all of those
Right.
people you name, like he's a big Bill Cosby fan
Yeah,
before
it's just
all of the
before, you know, yeah,
before
you
the
kind of have to
scandal.
you got to give that disclaimer out, you
Yeah,
know, like I
before we
don't,
knew what he was doing, Bill
right.
Cosby. I can't think of the movie he has with Richard Pryor. Him and is it not Bingo Long and the Traveling All Stars?
Traveling also, he was in the, yeah, but it was another one though.
Yeah, Uptown
Not
Saturday.
Uptown Saturday Night. That was Portier. That was
Okay,
Cosmo and Portier, right? See, you finna have me thinking about this while we're talking. Like that's gonna be in the back of my mind.
yeah, I
That
can't
was
think
fine.
of, but like he used to watch all of that stuff
Yeah.
when we were kids a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
so it was just funny because he was like this little old man that loved like this '70s stuff. He would always watch
Yeah.
Sanford and Son.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In high school, his nickname was Sid the Entertainer because he had glasses and he was big and he would just crack on everybody like just
Yeah.
all day, every day. Like the teachers would
And
call home.
it just depends. And it's funny because, like, for me, I was a kid who just always talked to everybody. But then on the flip side of it is, it almost becomes kind of a defense mechanism, but not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I wasn't an athlete, little chunky kid, so you kind of had to find your footing as far as, oh, okay, but I'm funny. Like this, you're not gonna just fuck with me. You know, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna just, but not in a confrontational way, but just people knowing that's kind of what you do. You know what I'm saying? Especially for us, like even now, like when my kids were young, people knew I do comedy, and so you go into the barbershop and people, oh, don't mess with him. Oh, he gonna talk roast you. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna get my kids haircut, man. Like it's not, because it's just different in our community. It's almost like for us, it's like, oh, okay, you funny, prove it. Like, all right, roast them. It's like that's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I can, but But
yeah,
I feel
like now in my family, roasting is like a love language.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother, my daddy, that first of all, my daddy goes to the barbershop probably to roast people because he's bald. So there's no need for him to be in the barbershop.
Yes. Yeah.
Other than to roast people. And then I feel like my brother just gonna roast anybody. Like he chills, so he ain't necessarily just gonna bully you out of nowhere. But if you give him something to start with, and then once he get on that roll, he.
You know what? I'm gonna be real. I know roasting isn't even my thing because no more. I'm too long-winded. Like I'm a storyteller. I'm trying to paint a picture, and I know dudes who are just quick. Who can just boom, boom, boom. I'm not like that. Like I'm too drawn out. I'll be like, hey, all right. So you remember the episode of Living Color? You look like the dude. Okay, and I'd be trying to paint a picture, and it's like, yeah, bro, that's not how you roast. Like so you're trying to tell a story.
You wouldn't do crowd work like a Nate Jackson or.
I will. I will, to figure out if it's a way that maybe it's something that's said that I can weave into material that I already have. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of stuff that you've kind of had and played with, and I can, but for the most part, I couldn't see myself doing 10 minutes of crowd work. Like I just know that's not me. But if it's something real quick and I can figure out a way that I can weave it into a joke, into one of my jokes, cool. But if not, I know how to kind of disengage real quick. I would, but I don't necessarily. There's some people who can go out and just do, shoot specials just doing crowd work. I know that's not me. I think that's why I commend watching people who can do that. Like that's the type of people I like watching them because I'm like, I can't do it. So
yeah, and see, like I feel like my brother's a crowd work guy. Like a lot of times when I go to his shows, he can go in the crowd, or like somebody might walk in. I remember he had a show at some place and this little white guy walked in and he was like, oh my gosh, you look like a school shooter. And like everybody just died laughing. So he's super quick on his feet like that. I'm not like, I can defend myself and I can give it, but I'm one of them type, like I'm not as quick on my feet. And growing up in the family, like you said, the defense mechanism. You got to say something.
You gonna get off me?
You get them off me. They get you, or you either go get up off me. But I'm not just gonna let you sit here and keep going and going and going. But I don't consider myself like super quick with it. Now, sometimes I can be probably just because of defense in the practice. But if you like put me in a situation and it's like, okay, boom, now you got to start roasting people, I'd be like. They gonna have to say something to me first.
Trust me. I'm the same way. And I think that's what's dope about comedy too, like as far as just recognizing different styles. Like there are some people who are you know, they're high energy people and they can act out stuff. You got some who are more theater centric, but still have jokes. You know, it's just people who can do crowd work. Like, it's cool being around other comics who can do certain things that may not be your cup of tea or your strong suit, and watching them do it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, for us, it kind of helps us. It kind of lets us become fans for a second. Like, some people who are just, I know dudes who are like one-liner people. And I'll sit back there, like, it's like talking to an old person because they're one-liners. They're just quick and just one line, and it's hilarious. And I'm like, man, I don't have anything that concise, that funny. And so I enjoy watching those comics. So it's cool to have different styles like that.
I also feel like my humor is super dry. So if you ain't got like a dark, dry humor, then
it's gonna be, man,
probably gonna think I'm the biggest asshole in the world.
Let me tell you, my wife says all the time, she'll be like, you know, we're around like mixed or newer, you know, people who may not know us like that. She'll be like, well, you can't say stuff like the way you say it sometimes because people don't know if you're playing. Like, you go so straight face sometimes, and it'll be some little funny comment, but if somebody's not paying attention, they don't get it. They're gonna think you mean it. They're gonna think it's like this, just, you know.
My homegirl literally the other day told me, she's like, sometimes I don't know when you playing because you say everything in the same tone. You say everything. I was like, I've never heard that before. Maybe I should start trying to give y'all a little in something. But
yeah, that's funny.
But
yeah, I'm the same way.
Let's segue into the 5-dish changer.
Yes.
I see you ready.
Number one.
You've been doing some homework and some practicing.
Number one, the idea of this, the 5-dish change idea, I love that. That's dope. Number two, it just took me back to when, like, I finally got a changer in my car, like the first one I got, and it was just such a great moment. So it was just a lot of nostalgia coming up with trying to think of a playlist and then thinking of, oh shit, which one I'm gonna put that in? Is that gonna be one? That's two. Like, how to space out your that's all.
That's the beautiful thing about like the 5-disc or even the 3-disc or 6-disc is like whatever. You really gotta think about what's my top 5 that I'm gonna listen to, because it's so much work to have to switch this out and change it. And I'm a music junkie, so I had the 200 disc binder, and then I had another one with like 89 or whatever the random number in that one was. So it's like those 5 discs that you put in there, they had to carry you, because if you had to take a big briefcase out your back seat or your trunk,
pull it from underneath the thing, you flip. That was a whole
CDs on top, and then CDs rain down on your head. So when I was just really thinking like, man, what can I do for a podcast? It's just not like anything that anybody else is doing. This is what came to my head. So I'm super excited to hear that you thought it was a really dope
I love the idea. I love it.
So let's start with your first pick.
Okay.
And then hold on. There's
okay, cool.
What's your first pick? Why is it your first pick? And what moment in life did that instantly take you back to?
Good. Okay, cool. I'm on that. That's kind of what it was on, because these necessarily may not be my favorite songs, but these are songs that take me to a moment, that make me think about something, like when I hear them, or so I would have to say these are ones that kind of shape something. So perfect. That's what I'm on. So my first one, right? First song that I picked is an old one. It's from the 80s. So Paul Revere, Beastie Boys. All right. So reason this song sticks out to me is, let me see. So my mom is 20 years older than me. You don't really, till you get older, you start realizing like, okay, our parents were either once young. If you had them, with me and my mom being 20 years apart, it was like she was still a young woman when I'm in like first grade. So like mom, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we were on a field trip. So my mama was driving, me and like 3 of my friends. You know, you go on a field trip and a couple people could sit in the car with you. And so me and my mom used to listen to rap. Like, she was young, she listened to rap with. So she loved the Beastie Boys. So I remember we got in the car. She had this little Toyota Tercel, and some of my friends got in the car. And so, you know, we get going, and Paul Revere come on. And so they all like, your mama listens to rap? Like, it didn't dawn on me. I'm thinking everybody's mama's young and listens to rap, but it just didn't dawn on me that like people's parents were older. And it's like, man, I can't listen to, my mom don't listen to rap. Like, we like 7, you know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't register to me. So to this day, that was kind of the moment now that I'm looking back on it, realize like, man, my mama kind of cool. Like, you know, I kind of got a cool mama. No matter how crazy she act towards me, like, you know, she got like my mama's kind of cool. My mama, and just like NWA, all that. So like that's kind of the first time I remember hearing somebody think, you know, your mama kind of cool, her being young. So that would be, yeah, that's the first one that I'm gonna go with that. And plus it bumps. I mean, shit, you hear Paul Revere, it's a party song. You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, it just kind of, you know, take you back there. So
did you pick it because of the like the moment that you realized your mom was cool? Did you pick it for that, or just because it's like, yo, it bumped?
It you know what? I mean, honestly, both of them, to be honest with you. I love the song. Like that album is sick anyway. Like License to Ill is a good album. Like in the beginning, the whole, you know, hip hop, Def Jam, Rick Rubin, like the production of it sick, the whole album's sick to me. But that particular song, yeah, that's when I have to say, all right, yeah, my mom was kind of cool. So I gotta go with that. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not like a crazy big Beastie Boys fan. Like I know some of their stuff. My dad is 20 years older than me, so it's kind of the same thing, but he was more of a Run DMC LL guy. So
definitely.
I got more of that than like the Beastie Boys.
We went, let me see, we went to the little Tougher Than Leather. We went to the movies to see that. She loved Run DMC. LL was the first album I bought with my own money. That Bad album, that was the first album I bought with my money. So yeah, all that Def Jam from that time period. And then plus back then, I mean, that was the only rap you were hearing. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, you didn't hear everything else. Like everything was just East Coast, New York influence, because that's where rap was coming from until, you know, had NWA and, you know, all them come in. But that's what everybody was listening to back then.
Yeah. Good old Beastie Boys.
Right.
So let's go into your 6-second pick, but I'm gonna switch it up. What was happening in your life during your second pick? So were you grinding? Were you goofing? Were you get down? What was going on?
All of the above. All of the above, because it was freshman year of college. All of the above. And I couldn't even pick just like one song. I got to do the entire Aquemini album. The entire Aquemini album. When it dropped, man. And that, like, for that whole period, it was so many dope albums that came out that same week. And it was TSU versus FAMU in Atlanta, the football classic. That was going on that same week. So, like, that road trip was Aquemini. I think Jay-Z came out. Hard Knock Life album came out. There was one other. Juvenile was kind of close, but it had already been out for a little bit. But like those three albums.
That was like 97, 98?
98. Yep, right in 98. So the Aquemini album. It's my favorite Outkast album. Outkast is my favorite group. It's my favorite Outkast album. But that album was, yeah. Okay. It was freshman year of high school. So we was doing, freshman year of college. So we was clowning. Everything.
Can you tell one funny story that would be the soundtrack? So Aquemini's the soundtrack that's playing in a funny story. Can you tell us?
Yep. So we were all driving down. We went to it used to be this little record shop in Nashville, because you know all the albums back in the day was coming out on Tuesdays. So before we drove down to Atlanta, you could always go, this one record shop always sold the album Friday. They would sell it to you on Friday. So we went before we hit the road, go through, get the Aquemini album. Then somehow, man, we had gotten one of our friends' grandmama to rent us a Suburban, because that's when Suburbans was everything. So we pulled together our little raggedy money, get somebody's grandmama to rent us a Suburban. And the only one who was old enough to check into the hotel was a friend of mine's cousin. But he worked like overnight. So he was like dog tired. Like dude was asleep the whole ride, everything. We're kicking in the car. We pull up in Atlanta, get in Atlanta, and of course you just get out in the parking lot, you know, just walking around. It was that type of vibe. So anyway, dude gets out the car and sees some guy who was just talking crazy to him, like he knew back from Nashville. And like, bro, been asleep. He had just gotten off of work, so he'd been asleep for 4 hours straight. Quiet dude, never really knew. And dude, he was going back and forth. It was huge, man. This dude was jacked. So I'm just like, man, I don't know none of these people. We out of town. Like, are we gonna fight all these dudes who are with him? And man, I've never seen somebody get whooped so fast, like in my life. Like, and the dude who got whooped was he was big, but man, our homeboy Gene just whooped the dude's ass. Like, I don't even know what the fight was about, But anyway, the Spodioty Dopalicious, that whole, now who else want to fuck with Hollywood? Like, that was the soundtrack for that, because my friend, it was his cousin. So through the whole trip, we would just be drinking, kicking, be like, man, who else want to fuck with Hollywood Cult? Like, that was we said that the whole weekend, like, just off of that goofy fight. We had no reason why the fight happened. Had nothing to do with us. But it was just, that was, that made it the whole soundtrack for the whole weekend. Yeah,
that
crazy.
Sounds like a freshman year of college.
Yes.
Festivity.
Yeah, exactly what it was. And the thing about it was the dude who got fired, he wasn't even going to school. Like, he was just the cousin of the friend who had to rent the car. So it had none. His grandmother was the one that rented the car for us. So it was crazy, but it was fun.
Okay. I was gonna say this cool story, fun story. I don't know, because y'all was fighting. I ain't trying to. I don't condone no violence, but I'm sure it was very
at the point now. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, the dude who was with the big dude, they were cousins, and so he was mad at dude for fighting. He like, back then he like, man, why you come all the way here to fight, man? We supposed to be getting on gas, and you over here getting your ass whooped by some dude smaller than you. Like, his cousin was mad at him. I'm pretty sure he probably got whooped again by his cousin, because he was like, man, we out here got mad. It was hilarious. Yeah, he got whooped and then had to deal with the backlash.
I got in one fight in I don't even really want to call it my adult life, because I was 19, but I was 19. And it really wasn't my fault, and I had tried to diffuse it. And the one time I'm with some Memphis people. Well, crazy thing is, I was with a girl from Memphis and a girl from Chicago, and we're in chat. So I'm home. These are my people. Yeah. But the girl from Memphis had got like crazy drunk, and she had complimented some girl in the line and was like, "Oh, I like your gloves." I don't really know, because for whatever reason I was talking to the police officer, which that's something like I'm gonna always talk to police and security at a party, because if something happened, I want them to remember my face and be like,
remember me. You see,
she was nice. Let me help her.
You see, I ain't on that kind of foolishness. I got some sense about me.
I'm a nice person here. So I just remember turning around and hearing the girl I was with saying, "It's rude to compliment the bitch, and she don't say nothing back." And I was like, So I look up, and I'm always very aware. So it's like, okay, it's 3 of us and a lot of them, and that's all that matters. So me trying to be like the Gandhi, MLK,
sensible one,
so I was like, look, my friend's drunk. I'm sorry, but she don't know what she's talking about. I'm gonna apologize on her behalf. Take the L. So they was like, you need to get your friend. We in Chattanooga. I'm like, look, I'm here with y'all. Like, please, we do not want to fight. This is a bunch of y'all against us. So we get in the party, and when I say I'm having a good time, I like to dance. I do not know what was on, but I was dancing with some dude, and it might have been getting low, because we were getting low with it. And my homegirl from Chicago came around the corner, and she was like, "Yo, come here for a minute." So I'm thinking, you finna lead me to some more guys to dance with. I just remember coming around the corner and seeing the girl from Memphis squared up with the girl that she had complimented earlier. And this is crunk era, so the music starts shifting. And so now people start, and they bouncing back and forth like so I was like, all right, let's go ahead and break this up. And all I remember is grabbing her arm and saying, "Come on, man, it's not even worth it." And girls just came from everywhere and jumped on us. And I just remember hitting the ground. And the girl, like, it was 2 girls on top of me. So, I got brothers. So I'm trying, one of us one of y'all gonna have to leave looking like me. So I just remember hitting this girl in the face. And then when she gave up, I was like, okay, it's 1-on-1 now.
Next.
It's on. But in that process, the other girl was like hitting my head on the ground. Like, that's how I hit the ground.
You're locked in.
Yeah. And so she was like, hit my head. Like, the second time my head hit the ground, I was like, oh my gosh, we fighting. And I just remember having to fight my way out of it. And the same police officer that I was talking to outside came and he looked at me. It was like he was so disappointed, and he was like, "You," and I was like, "I promise, this is not what it looks like." And then one of the girls came, like while I was standing there, and she just started hitting me. So I guess she didn't even see the police officer. That kind of helped my situation. But when you were saying that your homeboy was mad at him, it was the same thing because the girl that started it with us, she still and I just remember being in the bathroom and she was like, "They don't want it with us." And I remember jumping over some girls in the bathroom. It was like, "Bitch, they don't already whoop that."
They already had it with us. They already had it.
Like, you doing all of this stuff, they done already whooped our ass. I gotta go home. I got a cut under my eye. Like, man, shut your ass up. We was about to fight in the bathroom because I was so mad at her. Like, I do not like. I'm out here fighting for you over some gloves.
Hey, I was just about to say gloves. It was all about a compliment on some gloves.
On some gloves, and they were just long black gloves, so they weren't even all that to me. So I was just like, all of this over some gloves. So embarrassed.
Like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Lil John.
Exactly, or it could have been a little scratch. It was somebody. I just remember if it was a head buster, they was trying to bust my head.
It's straight concussion action.
But let's move into the third pick. Right. So in the third pick, did this pick feel more like healing, hustling, or heartbreak for you?
Hustling. Perfect. I don't know. It's like the segues are beautiful. Hustling. DG Yola, Ain't Gonna Let Up. I love that song. It is such a motivating song. Like, you can just listen to it and you just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So definitely hustle. It's a mood changer. It's a mood changer song. Everybody feels the same way about it.
As soon as it.
You got to. Everybody sings the same part. Everybody raps the same part. Come on now, for real. Like that. Yeah. So DG Yola, Ain't Gonna Let Up. It's a great motivating song. Get you going. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna roll with the next one. Love that. Right. And I don't even know, did dude even come out with any more music? Like, does he have an album? Like, I know nothing about DJ Yola. Could walk into my house right now and I don't know what he looks like. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, if I were on Jeopardy and they asked me who was the person that sung that song, I would have lost. Honestly, I don't think
music. And you know music. So that goes to show, okay, I don't feel bad about it because I have no idea what he's doing now, or what he did or what affiliation. Usually, you know, like who was signed to what or who featured on that. I know nothing else about this man other than Ain't Gonna Let Up.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's a beautiful damn song.
And I feel like
maybe that's how it's supposed to be.
That's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. That's how it's supposed to be.
Perfection.
Man, come on, man. The legend of DG Yola. That's what's supposed to. Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard that song played in Florida.
I don't even know what dude. We gotta find out where he's from. Like, because I have no idea anything about him to know. I mean, I'd assume Atlanta. Yeah,
you know what? Okay, they don't play that.
But it's crazy for him not to be played down there.
But you know what? They don't play Yo Gotti, like stuff that turn us up. They don't play, but they have their own, what would be like their Yo Gotti, their DJ Yola that they play here. So it's cool. It's a different vibe. But I remember being at a party which the DJ was from New York, which I should know because it was Rob Bass. What's the other dude that be with Rob Bass?
DJ Easy Rock.
Yeah, it was one of them. Was the host of the party, so I should have known it was gonna be like a super boom bap New York party.
You know, up there. And which, don't get me wrong, I can get into that when I got to. Like, once I know, you know, I can shift with anything. But it's funny. Like, I like Annie Up, but hearing Annie Up at the party don't really give me this as much as hearing Preach, like hearing Dog, like hearing that. Like, it's just a different. But you know, that's crazy that you say that they have their own people, because I mean, that's what I know. I'm pretty sure you saw what Metro Boomin said, you know, his tweet talking about music getting more regional. So it lends to that. Because I mean, that new album is just straight Atlanta. Like, if you don't, it's an Atlanta album.
It's an Atlanta album.
It's an Atlanta album.
But you know what's funny? I feel like artists who are underground or independent, they still do their regional stuff. It's like Metro, you could have been doing regional stuff. You chose to do and follow the trend and all of this type of stuff.
To go get paid. And ain't nobody knocking you for it.
Yeah, but now you're trying to make it seem like, oh, the game is messed up. Like, you've been like the hot DJ for like the last 15 years.
Put it like it's easy to say that now that you on. You can say that now that you on. When you was getting on, you were doing whatever you had to do. Like you can't, no.
It's also easier to say it when you kind of riding what Kendrick did with GNX. And it's like, oh, now everybody needs to be regional. And it's like, you were not saying that when you was making beats for Drake. Like you were doing whatever Drake was doing.
That is, whatever was, because that's a straight West Coast album. Like, the GNX was, I feel like the Bay has their sound, and I know other regions. I feel like the Bay, their sound hadn't really got to the masses as much. I feel like everybody else's sound has gotten to the masses. Like if you're a fan of it, of course you know, but I think they're the only kind of still has their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and probably because the Bay is a smaller market.
Yeah.
Have you done comedy out there in the Bay?
Yeah, once it was a long time ago. It was out in Pleasanton, California, which is right over there by Oakland. Yeah.
Okay, so and I asked that because I'm wondering if it's kind of the same thing where it's like smaller market. It's sometimes a little bit harder to break through when you're next to a larger market. So you up the street from LA and all of that pops, and you a smaller market, the money's not there, so you kind of have to go to LA to pop off or have the money. And most of the time, the people who got the money in music are the drug dealers. So we get too short and
everybody else. That's true. That's good.
Afford it. But let's talk about your fourth pick. And to go along with that is, who were you when this song or album was your anthem? If it was
okay. This is all right. So, wife and I got married. We were in our early 20s. I was 21. She was 20. So, like, by the time we were like in the thick of it, like had kids and all that, like, we still 20. So, I'm trying to think when this song came out. Oh yeah, we road tripping. We taking kids to games, tournaments out of town. At the point now where they old enough to stay at the house by themselves for a few hours while we go kick it at a concert. Like that's kind of where we were with this, and it's a little change in pace, but it's Anthony Hamilton. Cool. Like it's just
that song.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was like that that period in life is like that song was, it was a real song. Like, we spending money on this, and we got an extra weekend to do what we want to do. Bet, let's go. Lead the boys and shoot, your mama gonna watch them. My mama gonna watch them. Who gonna, man, they cool. They're old enough to take care of themselves. All they need is the game and some noodles, and they're not gonna bother nobody. So, and even now it's hilarious because now they grown, or, grown-ish. It's funny to hear them talk about stuff when they were kids, like hearing them tell stories and stuff. And so they specifically brought up this song. They were like, man, remember them road trips we had to go on? Daddy make us use the bathroom real quick, pack up all this food. We couldn't stop, da-da-da. Then we get in the car. They control the music, and we sitting there and listen to Anthony Hamilton the whole ride. And he was like, man, my son was like, what's that song, man? The song talking about we ain't got no groceries and stuff. It's like, so it's funny to hear them have those moments, it's like, dang, like they remember all of that stuff, so that's what was, that was going on during this period when that album came out. So love it. We've seen him live 4 times, I think. Yeah, he puts on a hell of a show. Like anytime he come, we'll go see him. So yeah.
My brother just went to go see him. He was with Fantasia here not too long ago. And like I said, my brother has always been an old man. So he put on his old man shirt.
Hey, that's what it is. Every time we went to go see, because the very first time we ever saw him was up in Baltimore. And our son had to run track up there. He was young. And so it was Junior Olympics. So it was a national. So the Army was one of the sponsors. So Anthony Hamilton put on this free concert. It was in Morgan State. So he put on this free concert. So we're like, yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We go. And so we went to go see him. And I was like, hey, man, dude cut up so bad that if he did this, like, and we didn't have to pay for this, like anytime he is somewhere close, we're going to go see him. I was like, he earned every piece of money that he got from the Army, because he didn't make it off of tickets, because it was just everybody just came pack the gym out. And so, but yeah, we would definitely go.
Yeah. I've never seen Anthony Hamilton live, and I'm not anti Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah.
Usually, like if I can buy a new pair of shoes or go see Anthony Hamilton,
I ain't mad at you.
them shoes be winning. And
Come
it's
on, man.
no shade to Anthony. I just have a shoe addiction. Now, if I had the money to do both, I would wear my new shoes to go see Anthony.
Go see Anthony. And I'm telling you, and the reason in which we had already liked him up until that point, I'd always liked him, but he was kind of that way with me. I was like, prior to that free concert, I didn't have any thoughts about going to see him. But then seeing him for free, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's worth the money. Like, we'll okay. If it wasn't for that free concert, who knows if we ever would have seen him. Shit, we went to go see his brother for the Christmas album. Christmas 2-3 different times, man. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't spend plenty of money.
I was kind of like that with Beyonce. So like I was a huge Destiny's Child fan. But when they had their last tour, their Destiny's Fulfilled tour, my aunt asked me to take my little cousin, and I was like, no brainer, it's Destiny's Child. But then they all each did their own individual show, or like their little mini set, and Beyonce did hers, and she came out, and I was like, nah, she different. And I instantly became like, before that, I wasn't necessarily a Beyonce fan. I was a Destiny's Child fan. I liked all the members. My favorite Destiny's Child member would have been like LaToya Luckett. But to see the Beyonce show live, I was like, oh no, I'm in the Beehive, and I don't even think the Beehive was a thing then. But like, I'm like an OG.
Let me tell you, I think I've seen that. Have I seen her twice? It may be 3 times. I think I've seen it 3 times, and it was on the first. My wife she's loves Beyonce. She's been to multiple concerts, but the first time I went was I think the first time I saw her was the On the Run tour. So I'm like, oh, bet, we get and seeing her, and I was just like, okay, this was super fun. Like, she's just as good as everybody says. So then the first concert she did at Nissan Stadium, my wife ended up getting to, and we went, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of begrudgingly went, like, all right, it was cool with Jay-Z, and then I saw her by herself. And man, it was just like seeing all the different people, like just the people who were just around, just the crowd. And there was a period where I just got stuck, and I was just staring at her watching, and I was like, oh no, I think I just became part of the Beehive. Like, I get it. Like, I get it now. Like, I was like, I get it. I understand anything I've ever said about anybody who I get it. I understand.
I tell people that all the time. I was like, if you've never seen Beyonce live, don't talk to me about Beyonce, because it's different. And like, I went to go see her. I've seen her several times, but she did the Miss Carter tour at Bridgestone. And I bought my tickets like day of, right before the show, so the prices dropped. And so technically I was like second row in the bowl seats. I wasn't going on the floor, general admission stand, but where you could sit, I was like in the second row. And it was some like 2 couples behind me. And so the guy tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, hey, can our wives sit down there with you? And I was like, I don't care. Like,
it's all good.
My seat, I didn't pay for them. So they sat right there, and I could see like all the men who came with their wives, like trying to be cool, like throughout the show. But the music, like you see them shoulders like moving, toe tapping. And then it was funny because like as we were leaving out, I could hear all the different men saying like, now I wouldn't listen to Beyonce in the car, but I'll come see her live.
I come see her live. Bro, I'm telling you, the one we went to, the first one in the stadium, we were up top. And like, it was a point where the song's going and the breeze coming through the stadium because it's open air and it felt good. And that's when it hit me. I was just like, oh my God, this is something from heaven. Like, this one, like the weather's perfect. It's a breeze coming. Her hair's blowing. It's breeze coming through here. And it was, man, by the time the second time she came to the stadium, my wife said we're going, I was like, giddy. I'm like, oh, cool. What we doing? What time we doing this? Let's go.
You pre-game it. Your phone
Let's
now.
go. Man,
you know, Beyonce coming.
Pre-game it. I'm like, where are we going? It was, and bro, it's like talking about the crowd, like seeing how everybody was dressed, but it was these 2 dudes in front of us. And like, there were obviously a couple, but seeing them, it was like there were 2 big old black dudes. Like, they were big like, I don't know where they were from. I was like, they probably can't be what they want to be wherever they from, because you can tell they weren't locals. Like, they were from somewhere else, just countries they could be. Man, these two dudes was dancing, hugging, having the best time in the world. I was like, you know what, brother? Whatever moment y'all having right now, Beyonce gave that to y'all. Like, and it make you trip out. Like, bro, she brings everybody.
Brings so many different people from different places, different cultures together. And
you know, plus she's pissing white people off. Oh, she's pissing them all off. I love it. I mean, it's just I don't know what they're gonna do, but their heads are gonna explode.
It's so easy. Like, Beyonce never says nothing.
Nothing.
She just, like,
that's why they hate it.
Goes up and she just does, and it's like, we hate her, and it's like, she just showed up.
She don't even care. It's like, you know, you gotta respect that. Like, she just mind her business. She's just gonna make these white people just
and she can pay at the bank, because, like,
come on now,
to make a whole country album all because the CMAs was like, we don't like your country single, so it's like, you know what, I'm gonna make an album. How you gonna tell me? So, like,
I mean, her impact, and then just the way people drop albums now, like, she changed all of that. Like, everybody, until what was it, Eliminated, she just put out and nobody knew until it was out. Like, now everybody is dropping albums like that. Like, there's no lead up to them for the most part anymore, I think.
And honestly, with the way social is, I don't even know if a lead up really even matter, because
it doesn't.
Reels, you don't even know if you're talking to your people, the stranger. Like, to some degree, it's cool that you get people who don't know you, but it's like, you just catching this in the middle of a rollout, so there's no guarantee you even really want to stick around and see what's going on. So it feels like a waste of a rollout.
Yeah, but
we're gonna go into pick number 5 before we go into our next segment. And it is, well, I can't tell you what it is, but pick number 5. Why does this one still live rent-free in your spirit?
It is, I don't know if I want to say he's my favorite artist, but Stevie Wonder is definitely interchangeable, my favorite artist of all time. He can go from 1, 2, 3, wherever. He's definitely in my top 5, period. I don't know where I'm gonna put him, but Don't You Worry About a Thing. Stevie. It's my favorite Stevie song. Love it. Favorite Stevie song. We used to, my sons when they were younger, you know, Friday we used to have Man Up Fridays, which it was just the whole idea was, hey, we made it to Friday, let's get on up, go to school, let's knock it out. Weekends here, let's kick it. Like, and that used to be our song while we were riding, dropping off at school, all that. Don't you worry about it. It was upbeat. I loved it. It may have got on their nerves, but maybe they remember it. I don't know. But that song is just, it's perfect to me. It's my favorite Stevie song. So
they remember it, because I'm sure you remember all the songs that your mama played. Like you said, you remember the Beastie Boys. I know I listen to a lot of this, probably more of the stuff that my mama listened to. Like, a lot. I listened to like a lot of 80s, the Gap Band.
Man, a lot of it. And then I'm gonna tell you what else too. Also, because especially for Nashville, like, we wasn't really a black radio station here till, well, I think our black radio station is 30 some odd years old. So for a minute, you had to listen kind of top 40. So it was just a different, you heard a little bit of everything. Like you said, Gap Band, all that stuff. But then you hear the, you know, some of the white bands, Doobie Brothers, Toto, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear Toto and, you know, people like that. And it's just like, you know, Hall & Oates.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, you just hear different stuff. And so it just, you know, but Stevie's always been one of my favorite artists ever. That's my favorite Stevie song. So I had to throw it in there.
Okay. And what about that? You might have said it. That's like kind of what about it makes it stick with you? Like, all the time?
Feel like it's I don't know. I think it's just kind of the way I think. Like, hey, stuff's gonna work out. Sometimes for me, I'm one of those people that's like, all right, I'm just gonna assume everything's gonna work out, and then if something pops up and it doesn't, cool, I'll handle it then. But I'm real big on, hey, I ain't finna worry about it. Work on it. So it just, I don't know. It's kind of almost like a little mantra. You know what I'm saying? So to that song. Plus, I mean, it's just a good feeling song.
Got you. Good feeling song. It is a good feeling song. Did you watch Scandal at all?
Yeah, I want to say I fell off towards the end because I felt like it started getting a little too stretchy. But we used to be heavy into it. I can't remember when we fell off though, to be honest with you.
You know what? It's better as a binge watch. I just rewatched it, and I think the cliffhanger is like having to wait a week.
Yeah,
it's not helpful to Scandal, because I remember I finished watching it, but I remember like season 3 being like, what's going on here? But
Maybe
then when you
that's what
watch
it
it
was.
all as a binge, it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
And you know what? Now that you say that, though, I wonder if that's right around the time, because when that was popping, that's when I feel like that's when Netflix started dropping full seasons. And so you
Yeah.
didn't have to wait on cliffhangers. Like they started dropping shows and full seasons. And yeah, so I feel, and then it was just other stuff. More stuff started coming. I don't know why we fell off, but yeah, ended up
But
falling off of it.
when you said Stevie Wonder, it made me think of Scandal because Shonda Rhimes
Mm.
used a lot of Stevie Wonder. Like,
Mm.
yes, she had ABC money because she went and
Yeah,
got
yeah. Get all them clearances. I need all that clearance. It's funny, man. We had a show on Scenario, and it was the King of R&B. And so, like, in my mind, I'm thinking
I was on
Stevie.
that with y'all.
You was on that one, wasn't you? Yeah, yeah. So I'm just thinking Stevie, but then I'm like, no. The minute me and Van we got to talking, I'm like, but Stevie ain't got that one. He ain't got a whip appeal. You know, that's why I was like, I got to go with Babyface because Stevie ain't got no. I mean, and like Van said, he's probably got some of the most romantic songs ever in the history of life. But it's nothing that's like, hey, before we get down, let me turn this Stevie on. It's like it's no Stevie song for that. I can't think of another one. We couldn't come up with one.
I'd agree. Now, I
But he's still
wonder
not.
if we asked our parents' generation
Mm,
what would they say,
what would they
because
say?
like that's their. I didn't come up with it, but I always say
Yeah,
music paints time. So for them,
yeah.
it's painting a certain time period
Time for them. Yeah,
that they
that's
might have
true.
been like, "Ooh, cut on my sherry more and
Yeah, you
glass
know
of
what?
wine."
Back when they were courting, yeah, during the courting days, that's what. Yeah, pour me
Hey
up
there,
some of this
sexy mama.
Chablis. Pour up some of that Chablis. And we're gonna listen to this.
Some
Turn
work.
on this songs in the key of life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
it could
That's a
be.
good point. That is a good point. That's a good point.
So I'm gonna segue into
Mhm.
the next segment, which
Yeah.
is just basically cultural combo.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna ask questions, but I'm really just gonna kind of let the energy navigators
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
song. So you
Cool.
said you've been doing comedy 20 plus years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like you've, in my opinion, I don't know. I guess the pinnacle of comedy is like making Kevin Hart money.
For real, money. Yeah.
I don't know what you make, so I ain't gonna be in your pocket.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
I
guess
feel you.
like
I guess for
Eddie
us, we just want
Murphy.
to. Yeah, that's like the super pimp. But it's almost, you know what it is? It feels like it's almost like people going to the league. Like you got, there's dudes who didn't make it to the league, but they play overseas and make a lot of money, or they play, they're able to coach and twerk. So it just everybody ain't gonna make it to the league, but you got to find your lane that you're comfortable with and being able to get work. Like being able to work A-list clubs is like, okay, you're on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't, everybody's still trying to get there, in which we all joke with each other. Like until we on TV on the regular, nobody's on
Yeah.
until, you're producing stuff and it's yours. But for the most part, being able to work A clubs and being around people who are on, let you know you're on the right track at least.
Okay. And so how did you, I guess, like get to those A clubs? Because I
Mm-hmm.
think for a lot of people just in the entertainment space, period, like you said, there's
Mm-hmm.
different, bro. You had the D League, you got the G League,
Mm-hmm.
you got the C
Yeah.
League, you got the B League, A League. So you got all of these different
Yeah.
leagues. And whether it's music or comedy or acting, it's like a lot of people never really get it to like you've been able to open for Monique and all of these other
Yeah.
people. Like, how did you navigate to even get yourself in that position to be here?
You know what? It's kind of like you just focus on being good where you are. Like if you just keep going and just keep writing, keep doing that, and people keep seeing that you're funny, you end up starting to have other people, hey, can you come do this show? Hey, come do this show with me. You end up just kind of networking, meeting people. A lot of it's luck being around the right people. People see that you're serious about it. It's for me, it took me a minute to get into the clubs because the scene here just wasn't that expansive yet. So then once I want to say I really was like 10 years in before I really got club work. So in that time, we had, chilling circuit, putting on our own shows, going driving down here, putting a show on, which ends up that's like you lifting heavy weights. So by the time you get to clubs and there's people coming to see you who are programmed that we're going to the comedy club, they're already ready to laugh. You've already worked bars and grills or this little thing here, the microphone was going in and out, this place that didn't have a stage, this ballroom for this private event. We've done all of those. So coming to the A club and they see like, oh, okay, you got material. It's like, yeah, I've been doing this long enough. Y'all just hadn't seen me. And if you only want to give me 5 minutes, I mean, I can 5-minute you to death for, an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of material. So it just is about being good where you are, and the word travels and you end up getting a reputation. That's all it is. And then, you just kind of end up going that way. It's not really like I said, when we were coming, it was before social media was a thing. So it was just all about going and doing shows, being around people, hanging around shows, people knowing your face, and you just kind of end up just kind of getting woven in that way.
Got you. And
then people can vouch for you. Then they know you travel, and people can put your name out there or ask about you, and then people can vouch for you. And that's kind of the beginning of it. When people bring your name up, like when I remember first booking I got, and it's like, oh, hey, such and such referred you over to referred your name to me for this, and it's like, okay, cool. So I got a little name, So that's kind of where it starts out, and you just kind of just go from there.
Yeah, I moved to Nashville right. I don't want to say it's golden period, but it was still golden to me because Jazz
that was
still there, and you could go downtown and pay $5 for parking.
Man, come on,
and still have a really good time. It is so different now. Like the last time I went down there, it was like $40 for parking, and I think I might have cussed from the meter down to wherever we went.
And it's so crazy because even if you think about it, in that time we were still like, man, this is it's busy. It's a lot going on down here. And to see it now, it's like, oh, it's on steroids because everything was still relatively affordable. Like we were doing Jazz and Jokes. I used to host every Saturday, so it was like it was nothing to see people coming out every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, if you do downtown now, it's like, man, I'm doing this once every 6 months or something, a special occasion. Back then, you didn't have a problem going down there every week. It was good shows, and that's kind of, for me, Jazz and Joe's kind of where I grew up as far as having enough work, being able to do enough shows weekly. Every week it was something, and kind of, finding a voice. And at that point, I think I was maybe about right at 10 years in. I wasn't getting club work yet. And then when Jazz and Joe's came along, it's like, okay, this is ours. You kind of felt at home. It was like the first home club, honestly, that I had, being able to do those shows. And then plus it kind of puts a battery in your back because you're like, shoot, I get to host for Michelle A. I get to host for Al B. Short, like people who we've seen, and then other comedians coming through. I mean, they had some good comics come through. So that kind of got it going. But yeah, that was golden age. That was, man, there wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up music because I'm gonna kind of bring it back to music. When I think of comedy intros and music, I'm gonna say my favorite. I hate saying favorites because then I feel like I think of something later and be like, that is not my favorite. But I'm gonna go with Katt Williams Hustling, and it was the way he used it as an instrument to get the crowd hype and to start over, and he used comedy as a part of that. And I think that's what made it so dope and memorable to me, because it's like you're laughing, but Hustling is a dope song, so it does get you hype. And he was playing with the energy, so it's like every time he would replay it, it's like his energy would get bigger, the crowd's energy would get bigger, and it was just this whole thing. So like, for you, what song is your song that you walk out on? Why did you choose that song for that?
Okay, so for me, I'll kind of bounce around. I'll choose different. Usually it just goes by. Like if I'm doing like a mainstream club, I'm doing, one of the A clubs, and it's not necessarily a black act or our night, and it just needs to be just something, because more times than not, white folks don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing one of those nights, go-to song, Rick Ross, Super High. The very beginning is a cool little instrumental riff. It's long enough where I come up, cut it, but it's a good song. And plus, I guess I've used it so much that when I hear it, it's almost like the Pavlov effect. Like, okay, it's time to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's what I'll use when I'm doing those clubs, because it's just an instrumental, no words, boom. They don't care about that. Now, as far as with black shows, I used to always try to look out to the crowd and be like, all right, what do they want to hear? What do they want to feel? But now it's pretty much like I'll be on the way to a show and hear a song and be like, that's what I want. That's the song I want to use. So usually I'll change. It just goes by my mood. Like what I do, I did Red Rum. Last show we did at Zany's for the residency. I did Red Rum, 21 Savage, because I just felt I heard that on the way and was like, dang, I forgot that kind of does bump. So it kind of, stuck with me. Shoot, I mean a little bit of everybody, but I just kind of switch it up, usually for black shows, just because music kind of sets the tone. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we came up from the Def Jam Comic View era where, your intro song kind of is kind of a small little extension of your act. Like if you come up to a trash song, you already, kind of dug yourself a little hole with black folks. Like, what the hell he coming out? But then on the flip side, you see like seeing a white comic go to a black room and like not a white comic who tries to be black, but like just a regular white dude come up to a rap song automatically always kills. Like it's the easiest thing just because just the juxtaposition of seeing this person come up and that already buys them an extra 2-3 minutes.
Horny
because
white
they're already
get to go to the cookout. Easy
that
invite to the cookout.
Exactly. So that buys them a little time. So it's weird because for me, a lot of times I'm like, Ashley, I don't even care. They'll be like, what song you want to play? I'm like, man, whatever you play, DJ. If it's some place that maybe I'm not that familiar with, I don't want to put too much pressure on the DJ and him have to figure out this, that. Man, whatever you play, I'm going to cut it off in a second anyway. If I ain't funny, these people don't care what song I came out to. You know what I'm saying? But you just kind of, I'm bouncing around sometimes.
Okay. I got 2 questions. It's a 2-part question. If you had a Netflix special, what song would you come out to? And what comedian has the best interest? Like your favorite intro from a comedian?
All right. So my favorite intro was from Sinbad. He did a special back in the day called Brain Damage. And he came out, and this is like this is New Jack Swing era. So it was I can't remember what song it was. I just remember he came out and did like a routine, like a dance routine, but it was cool. It was funny because he was like trying to keep up with the young dudes, but he was still kind of doing the moves. It was kind of on like some Heavy D and the Boys Kid and Play kind of choreography, like one of those type things. It was 90s, it was like early 90s special. And I just remember seeing that and being like, dang, like a comic, like he's a comedian, but he's doing that. Like he's entertaining, just from that set. I just remember that being dope to me. I can't even remember what song it was. I just remember they had the loud windbreaker jumpsuit, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, and he came out and danced like the beginning of his whole beginning of his special. I think for me, man, that's a good question. What I would pick for myself, dang, Ashley got me. You know what? In my mind, I felt like, and it's not even a bumping song, it's more personal, but it may have to end up being Elevators. Just because the idea of, we doing these hole in the wall clubs, like that always resonated me, like doing comedy. Like you go do a little chitlin circuit room and, maybe killing it, and then you go do a big room or do, T-Pack. And it's like, yeah, but we still got to go do these hole in the walls, so maybe that, because I know it's not the hypest, but it may be a more personal for me because it's like, all right, this is like a culmination. If I was on that stage, like having that, it's like, all right, it's a culmination of everything. So it probably be Elevators. And I know it's not the most bumping song, but it would be more personal.
I mean, I think it bump, but I like groovy pimping.
Right.
Like that song made me think of like
I'm trying to see it from. It's just I think it would be and I think so. So I think it would have to be Elevators. I think it would have to be that. Just yeah. I guess it's not the hypest song, but it is. I think that one had to be it. And plus, everybody will feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's a good choice. I mean, I would watch it because you the homie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
I turned it on and that was your intro. I'd stick around for more.
Stick around for it. And maybe the special will be called doing these hole in the wall clubs. Like you never know. Like that could be the special night. Who knows? But
we speaking it into existence. So we already got a song.
We got a song.
We already got a name. Like just remember me when you at the top and be like, you
Come on
remember
now.
I was on the podcast and we
No,
talked
we
about this.
gotcha.
My dog.
Gotcha. We
My
got
dog.
receipts.
I do. So if you act brand new, I'm gonna be like, see?
Man, I'm telling you, I got one friend, him and his wife, they ended up moving. And so they were like, so whenever you come in town, don't be trying to act like you don't know who we are. And she hit me with the, don't be trying to high side and act like you don't know us. I was like, ooh, okay, I ain't heard that in a minute. I was like, high side, all right, we bring that one back. I'm trying to high side like you don't know.
So my next question is still sticking to music and comedy. What era of comedy do you think had the hardest soundtrack?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm stepping out of the nostalgia part. It's easy to just say 90s coming up, Def Jamming in, but I felt like that. I'm gonna tell you what era. And the years kind of escape me because that's like the thick of raising kids, so all the years squeeze in. But like that T-Painish, that little when T.I. came out with like Whatever You Like and all of that little era, like every song was kind of bumping from there.
It's like like that. 06, 07,
yeah, coming through there. Like I remember like doing, and it felt like every song. That was kind of around the time when I stopped worrying. I think for me, that's when I stopped worrying about trying to figure out a song because I'm like, everything is a club song now. Everything is a single now. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you're gonna play is a single. So everybody's releasing just singles. So whatever you end up playing, it felt like you couldn't miss. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's Rick Ross Hustling came out around that time too.
that and I remember I ended up coming that, of course, everybody want to do that, but then it was another song off that Port of Miami that I ended up using. Dang.
Push It.
Oh, one Push It. It was one that never came out as a single. It was like but I can't remember, but that I used that as an intro. So yeah, I feel like that era, that whole Plies and all that, everything was kind of bumping in. You couldn't go wrong. Like any song, you just pick a song, you ain't have to think about it. Gotcha. Sonically, everything was kind of club ready. That Jeezy era, all of that was like you couldn't go wrong, like with any of those.
I'd agree. Like for club music, that era for club music, if you just talking about hip hop club music in the South, that was it. Like
that was the era. You couldn't. I mean, you can't. I couldn't think of anything. You didn't have to think anything. It's like whatever.
So now, do you feel like comedians now have the same like pressures and cultural weight that comedians before have, or is it different? It could be the same but different, or it could be like, nah, the pressure now is a lot harder than.
You know what? I think it may be. I think it's a different type. I think the pressure's still there now. Because back then it's like you were just trying to figure out a way to be funny and get on. Like everybody had the idea, just all right, let's be funny. But now you got other avenues to be able to be put on. So you got dudes who are doing their own skits, who are shooting their own things, who are self-producing. I feel like the pressure now is trying to get your funny out when everybody has so many options to get their funny. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many comics now with some of the, I guess you can call them old school or stand-ups who kind of hate on the new dudes who are doing internet stuff, but it's like, that's their avenue. That's dope. Whatever, if we would have had that coming up, we're doing it now as much as we can, but there's some dudes that they're good at that. That's their thing. I think it's easier to find your lane now, but still trying to jump out and be seen because there's so many people. Like dudes can call themselves comedians now and not necessarily have been on stage. Which I don't care. Shoot, make your money. However you get paid, you get paid. But who necessarily haven't been on stage. So to some, they'll be like, well, are you a comedian? But it's like, no, I do skits. Like that's another form of it. Like, yeah, they're doing comedic skits. Like they may not necessarily write material, but they're still semi-directing their own skits, editing their own stuff, producing their own stuff. So, you kind of got to give them their props with that. So I feel like it's still pressure. It's just a different kind because everybody has an option. You can pick and choose what you want now. It's not, you don't have to sit there and wait for a show to come on TV or wait for somebody special. Like you can go to whatever you want. I mean, this special's all over. You know, you can find somebody special on anything. I can shoot something and send it to Amazon Prime and say, hey, I got a special on Amazon Prime. And I mean, it's just so much out there now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the pressure of it, trying to appeal, show something different, or at least, you know, speak to your crowd. You don't necessarily have to get everybody to like you now. That's what's dope.
Yeah.
You know, you can find your lane. People can find you now. I mean, it's, you know, so I think the pressure is different.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
it's still there.
I feel like I watch a lot more comedy now than I ever have. So like guys like Josh Johnson, I love Josh Johnson because I like the style of like cultural commentary and things like that. But he just kept popping up in my YouTube feed, and I remember like clicking on it one day and being like, he's funny, I like him. And then now it's always there. Same thing with Nate Jackson. Like, I'm not a big Wildin' Out fan. Like, I ain't gonna say fan. It's just not something that I don't cut on and say, ooh, let me watch.
Ooh, let me go watch this shit. But, and you know what? Let me tell you what's so crazy like about Nate is that, so we did when you were talking about Pleasanton, they had this thing, the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. So it's been going on for years. It's like big name people went through it, worked it, and he ended up, we were there all at the same time. Tony Baker was in that one, Nate was in that one. I'm trying to think of some other people you may know. It was some couple other people who were, you know, good names now. But it was funny because Nate kind of had, you can tell even then he was on stuff for social media because that was the MySpace era. And it was funny because that's the first person I ever heard. There was like almost like a little QA thing. And there was dudes talking about, you know, how you get yourself out there. And he was one of the people who was just kind of talking from his point of view. He wasn't necessarily a panelist. He was just in the competition like us, but he was talking about what he does social media wise. And he was like, man, get on Facebook, that'll die. MySpace is dead. And everybody's just kind of like, I mean, MySpace is hot right now. Like, he's like, nah, it's dead. Like, Facebook is a thing now. So to see how his stuff is just kept growing through social media, it's like, this is what, 15 years ago? He was talking about, you know, MySpace being there, more than 15 years ago, almost 17, 18, yeah. Like, it was a minute ago. So yeah, for him to blow up online, like, it wasn't by accident. Like, he's always been intentional, yeah, exactly. And seeing like there's a process to it as opposed to just throwing stuff out there hoping something sticks.
Now, how do you feel like, you kind of touched on like how the internet has changed comedy, being able to get your stuff out there. Do you think that comedy sticks? Like, do you think people digest it and hold on to it like they do Eddie Murphy or Katt Williams or even the Kings of Comedy? Or is it kind of like music where it's like people digesting it so fast that it's almost like McDonald's or Burger King? It's not necessarily filling, but it's comedy.
I think now, I'm trying to remember the last set tagline people really had. I feel like, really honestly, Kevin Hart may be the last one who had that, to where had a special or something to where everybody could say it. You know, the oh my God, or the way my bank account is set up, those things that you remember. I feel like that may have been the last one. Now, like you said, it's just so quick. The cycle is so fast. You remember more stuff off of social media now, to be honest with you. People who do videos and they talk a certain way, like, that's kind of what I'll stick. I guess I don't really watch a lot of comics, but just knowing culturally, just in pop culture, you really don't hear anybody quoting a phrase or a catchphrase like they used to. They're like, really? Yeah, Hart may have been the last one who had that. So it is going through quicker. I think it's just the attention span, and like I said, the option to be able to see skits online, and you know, you'll know somebody's tagline from what they do on the internet before somebody's material now.
Yeah, that's true. Because I would say Kevin Hart may have had not necessarily the last big special, because of course Dave Chappelle people have done stuff, but I think it was the cusp of that era where it's like Netflix wasn't doing specials. So to get it, you either had to like go to the movies or wait for it to come on pay-per-view or however.
Yeah, however it came out. DVD. It was going to be
DVD, bootleg, Blu-ray, whatever. So
because really the people who have putting specials now, I mean, mostly people are putting their stuff out on YouTube now, because they can monetize it themselves, and that's theirs now, instead of going through, you know, a lot of times you get some people who go through Netflix, but like somebody like Ali Sadiq, Ali puts all his stuff on YouTube because Netflix rejected it. You know what I'm saying? And as
Yeah.
good as all of his specials are, I don't necessarily know if any of his tags are what you would say in the pop culture. You know what I'm saying? Like as big as his specials are, but there's none that in the pop culture. Now, amongst comics, like we would say it, but as far as just a normal person, like I said, that
Yeah. Because I feel like for Ali Sadiq, my favorite tag is probably Mexicans got on boots.
Mexicans got on boots, right? And we've seen that skit, so we know it's like one of them. If you know, you know. Whereas like with Kevin Hart, them, you know, all right, like that was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Or even, I mean, dude, even now, like it's so funny. Like even like hearing white people now, white dudes, every now and then just talking to some, they'll still mention Eddie Murphy tag. You know what I'm saying? Or like there was one dude I used to work with, and there was some ice cream. Ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like just some middle-aged white dude, but it's just that's still stuck in them. You don't really get too many of those now because it's so much to digest.
Now, is there a particular comedian that you feel like has not gotten their flowers? And if so, I want you to shout them out. And if you could shout out a female comic that would be on your level that you feel like, hey, people need to know about her. Like, I know it's a male-dominated space. So even when I was reaching out, I was trying to balance it out. And I don't know any women in comedy. So if you anybody who should get flowers and a woman to give flowers to.
Bet. All right. So when you say the undiscovered part, like somebody who folks may know, or even like, because when I think of like somebody getting their flower, I'm thinking kind of like even though Tommy Davidson was on and famous, I still don't know if like people remember how cold he was. Like when he first was out, it was like a true entertainment experience. Like his specials, I remember seeing like all of his specials, just thinking like, this is the most entertaining person I've ever seen in my life. And even though people know him and like him, I just don't know if he ever gets mentioned up there with all of the greats for me. So maybe I would say him if that's kind of how you mean it with that.
I mean,
they your somebody on the come up.
Yeah, they give flowers. They give flowers. Give them to.
I feel like comics and the average person likes him, but I think like just as far as what he was, and even now, I mean, there's stories about him now that are hilarious. That you can go down a rabbit hole with that. He's really Varnell Hill in real life. Like
I just watched a video about a guy.
You saw that? Yeah.
He was like, I done met this man 4 times, and he treat me like Varnell Hill in real life.
I met there's a white comic who's Tom Segura said that one time. We were just talking about it. We were talking about Martin one time in the show. He talked about Tommy Davidson. He was like, he's like that in real life. And he told me his story, and I'm like, yeah, that's the same thing D-Lay said. Like he was saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna work together. Said this man was like, nah, he tells everybody that. Like, nah, don't worry. But,
no, you're not. You're not.
That's hilarious. I'm trying to think of who is out there. Daphne Springs is funny. I like her point of view. She's real. She's got a lot of stuff online now. She just came through Nashville and did a weekend. She's funny. She does a lot of stuff online as far as like acting or just skits, but her material is good. I think her material is funny, just on a scale of people who are kind of coming up who I think are dope. Just Niche, she's dope. She goes out with she tours with D Ray. She's out of Chicago. She like self-produced. She did a special from like a selfie point of view and self-produced it. Like her whole special is like basically her doing a selfie with her phone, and she's funny. I would say those two, like people just that I've been able to see. And then from a local perspective, like from me being in Nashville, I'm home Crystal Majors, Crystal with an I. Like I think her style, she's one of those like you can put her like she's throwback. She's like one of them queens of comedy women. Like you put up there with some dudes and everybody's sitting back. Like she's kind of newer on the scene. So it's funny to see some of the newer comics kind of come in and mess with it. And I'm like, that ain't what you want, man. Like back, just step back. She's funny. So I say locally, I'd say that. So I say Just Niche is hilarious. Daphne Springs funny. And then locally, out of Nashville, Crystal Maters. Yeah, I'd have to definitely shout out.
Dope. So shout out to Tommy Davidson, aka
Yeah,
Barnell Hill. So
Barnell.
boing boing. And
Catfish are delicious. Oh, I love it. I so wish he would have had a spinoff, like a spinoff, a Varnell Hill spinoff. That would have been.
oh yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, and then to know the backstory that was all ad libbed, and like Martin and Tommy being DC people, like, so they came up doing, in the clubs together, and to be able to have that moment, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes of Martin.
Yes,
I got a couple of them. The Dead Plumber,
man,
that one.
Chilligans, I love Chilligans.
When Broman stole the Walkman, and
yeah,
Martin was those three right there are definitely like in my top favorite Martin episodes. Man, and I feel like I've seen them a billion times, and I don't even like I watch
them. Always gonna laugh. When that fool set the dog still and it fell, he just said stay. Like, just simple, small, like,
yeah.
Come on.
Tisha Campbell was just on Lena Waithe's podcast talking about that. I think it was Tisha Campbell. It could have been Tashina Arnold, but they were saying they were supposed to have a real dog, but the network at the last minute was like, no.
Can't do it.
The two guys from the back found the stuffed animal, and everybody was looking at them like, Martin go cuss y'all out for bringing this little stuffed dog out here. And they said Martin looked at it and he was like disappointed at first, but he was basically like, F it, keep it.
Man.
And they said everything he did with that dog was ad-lib because they were expecting to have a real dog on set. So I thought it was like a super dope story because that is one of the best episodes.
It's one of the best episodes. You can see, and now saying that, you can see how everybody was breaking character. Like, you can tell seeing them turn around because they were just so caught off by it. But bro, that's wild. This story is hilarious. Yeah. I think that's a dope thing. Podcasts, everybody can kind of tell those backstories now, which I think it you had those moments, but it kind of brings it to
full story to
understand.
Yeah. Sometimes some of these people don't need to tell their story.
They definitely don't need to. No.
Or they either need a better publicist to tell them what story to tell. Because some people, it's like, I used to like you until you started talking in public.
What is so funny is my wife and I were talking about this not too long ago. I said, that's the thing that sucks about social media. There's so many people that I liked, and I wish I didn't know their real personality or how they are, because I'm like, dang, I want to keep liking you. And then on the flip side, there's a couple people that I just assumed I wouldn't like. Don't know why. Don't know these people. Never met them before in my life, but I just assumed I wouldn't like them. And you see them online, it's like, hey, hold up, man. They're kind of actually funny. Like, they're kind of, one, totally off the wall. I don't know why I just wouldn't think I liked Eric Benet. That man ain't done nothing to me. I just thought I wouldn't like him. I just thought, like, all right, he's weird. It's not. But seeing him on social media, I'm like, hey, man, dude is funny because, number one, he don't take himself seriously. Like, he plays into the, like, I'm like, you know what? He ain't that bad. Not that it's going to change.
He does play into the hippie, black man, earthy.
And go ahead and just be who you are. Yeah, I'm a fan of people who don't take themselves too seriously. Like, I'm a huge fan of that.
Same.
So I was like, all right.
Since you gave me your celebrity that you didn't think you would like, here is mine.
All right. Yep.
I don't have a good reason not like this lady, but Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah.
Can you see this, Cynthia? I promise it ain't nothing personal. I don't know. I just
nothing. Don't
it
know.
Might be too. You're probably a cool person, but just off the screen, it's like, I don't think I would want to be at a dinner party.
I don't know why. Don't know.
She's incredibly talented. Like, let me say that because sometimes people think you say like, I don't know about that person, and then you saying like they're not talented. I think she's immensely talented. Her role in she played Aretha Franklin on Hulu that Bio had or with a National Geographic, whoever it is had.
Yeah, it was one of them. It made me forget. She was so good. It made me forget. I'm like, she looks nothing like this. Like, but she was so good. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, and my mom went to see the Jennifer Hudson version, and my dad, her and my dad went, and they were like, "No, the one we watched together at the house is better." Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's an amazing actress. But every time I see her, it's just like it's something about you that
It's something. I don't know what. Yep. Yep. That is
don't know.
hilarious. We could sit here all day and think of people for don't know why. Don't for no reason at all. Don't know why. I don't think I like
But she's like, I see people all the time that it's like, it's something about them. But
it's something.
her, it's just different for me, and I don't know why. There's no good reason
Yeah.
for me to feel that way about that lady because I think she's crazy talented. I don't even
Yep.
think I follow her on social media like that, but it's just something
Right.
every time I see her, I just be like,
Her nose ring thing irritates me. Like and it's just I don't know. It's I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
No, there's people like that, especially as you get older. You know, and we don't mean no harm. We mean no
Nah,
harm. We're just
like
it's
I said,
just
she might be cool as a fan. I might meet her and we
and
might
I'll take that
laugh
L.
and crack like when she was talking about Cisco singing hard on that song. I
Yeah,
thought it was hilarious because I love me some Cisco and he
man,
was
come on, man.
unnecessarily doing the most on the song
Had
about
no
a
reason
song.
to.
And he
Yes,
sung the same verse 3 times and told us he was gonna sing it 3 times. And we
he
was
was
like,
honest.
turn up.
Yep,
Hey, go
yep, he
ahead,
was
sis.
honest.
Um,
Hilarious.
so I'm gonna go ahead and shift into the parking lot pimping segment because I do want to
Dig
respect your
it.
time and I have like
Mm-hmm.
3 more questions that I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask. So parking lot pimping segment, this is just that one song. It's the let out. You can pick it from
Mm.
any time, any decade or whatever, but you feel like, you know what, I got to stunt. The windows down, you with your lady or you
Mm.
with your boys. You paint the scenario how you want
Man,
to. What is the song you playing in the parking lot?
because this song was played at plenty parking lot pimping opportunities, and this was through college, all through 400 degrees, juvenile. The
Mm.
very big, just you see me, I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap, like just that. You can just let that go and just put it on repeat and just cruise. It's that song from it was it was an era. It was a great. It was king of it was nothing wrong with it. Like you went parking lot pimping with the sole purpose of, hey, we're not going to spend money in here. Like we game plan for that. Like we game plan not to go in. Like we made plans not to
Oh
go
yeah,
in.
sometimes the parking lot was way more fun
Way
than
better.
like
Way
it might
better.
be 50 people in the parking lot and 10 people inside, and it's like,
Man,
I'm gonna just go back to the parking
man.
lot.
Just
Um,
stay out there. Yep. So that would have to be that 400 degrees was that was a time. The whole album was time, but that particular song, that one, that's it.
kids these days will never understand the
Man,
the
it just
in the parking
it
lot.
man, come on now. Because now it's like you got to get some gone from where you are. Now it's you don't know what's about to happen.
Not only that, they don't really talk to each other either.
No, that's true. It
So
is. It
you
is.
put
It's
them
no
all in the
more.
parking lot together with permission, and I don't know if they would
They
even
would act right. They wouldn't.
if they
No.
wouldn't do like I don't think they would know what to do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe
Yeah.
we failed them.
Yeah, it's funny like hearing my sons now talk about like when they go out with their friends or something like for something to hear them be like, yeah, it was cool, but I'm just reminded why I don't go out. Like I'd rather just go to a little kickback and go to somebody's house and chill. And I'm like, yeah, that's just it's yeah. I
Yeah.
feel good when they tell me that. So I'm like, all right, well at least y'all too. But it's
Yeah,
just
and
that's
I
different.
love kickbacks. Like I kind of like kickbacks more than the club because, like, again, everybody
Yeah.
sweaty and stuff like that.
It's not the
But
same. Yeah.
if you in there and the DJ is doing what he's supposed to do, then all of
Man.
that kind of start to go out the window. So if
Yep.
I have to
You
think
forget.
about the conditions of the club and be like, "Ooh, y'all floor
Mm-hmm.
nasty, y'all
Yeah.
bathroom nasty,
Yeah.
y'all drinks watered down," then
Yeah.
something about the vibe in the club is not right
Yeah.
because I
Uh,
shouldn't even be thinking about this.
I go
Any
there to be on autopilot. I go to be on autopilot. I don't
yeah,
want to have to think. It just yeah.
exactly.
Yep. I feel
Um,
you. I feel you.
so yeah, but now I'm actually blame Gen X. I told Van earlier I
That's
needed
us.
something
Yeah.
to blame y'all
Let's go.
from
Yeah.
blame
I
y'all
can.
from today.
Yeah. Because I think what it was is we tried to shield them from what we did, and so we just were so against some of that stuff. But we just knew it was a different time. But I feel like every generation is gonna say that. Like, oh, it was different when I was. It's like I think all of us are gonna say that. I feel like
It
we would.
is.
I feel like we should know better because I feel like we're the last one that got. Well, no, I take that back. Every generation is gonna get judged for something, but we were like rap was still new, so all of that to our parents was noise, you know, to not necessarily my parent, but overall to the generation, to the generation before us, all of it was noise more times than not, unless you, like I said, had young parents and they were cool. But for the most part, we got talked to about our music, and this is trash da da da. So I try to give generations after me grace, because I'm like, I remember what it was like to hear all of that. So I'm not gonna say it. Now there's some stuff I don't get. I'm not gonna say I get it, but that's what y'all like. Cool.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm gonna tell you if it don't make sense, and I'm gonna tell you if it look or sound crazy. But at the end of the day, do your thing. And it's funny that you say that as a Gen Xer, because I feel like millennials get way more backlash. Like, I feel like Gen X now, because I was born in '85, so I consider myself a millennial X. So
you kind of saw both.
And I saw both, so I understand what you say when it's like, what is that noise, that hippity hop turned in, all that loud cussing
and all that, and da 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 da. It's like, come on now.
So, and I do remember like Gen X getting a lot of backlash, but I feel like the moment millennials came of age, y'all were the forgotten generation for real. And
for real,
they drink Starbucks and they listen to the hippity hop, and it's like,
they don't know how to write and they don't know how to do this. They can't take care of themselves. It's like, what if they can't?
Like,
you know what it was? It's that, what's that? It's that old saying when the dad gets yelled at by the boss and comes home and yells at the wife, and then the wife yells at the kid, and the kid goes and kicks the dog. Like, it's that type of thing. It's like the minute it's like, all right, well, we got somebody else to shit on. Hey, well, what about y'all? And we couldn't come up with anything but high priced coffee. And y'all are always on the internet. It's like, come on now, we are too.
That's really how my whole I'm gonna throw shots at Gen X started, because I was like,
you know what?
We
at
hear
least it
baby
comes.
boomers name a lot and they bullshit. We hear millennials a lot and our bullshit. We even hear Gen Z and they bullshit. We never hear nothing about Gen X, and I feel like they are responsible for quite a bit of what's going on. Like, but some type of way, y'all just have faded. Like, and the crazy thing is, I think millennials get everybody stuff, so we get fucked at y'all for Gen X stuff, and we get fucked at for Gen Z stuff, and we just in the middle. Like, we don't even do that. Like, that's not even our generation. So it's funny that you were like, yeah, we just got a whole lot of backlash, and I'm like, not near enough.
You know what? And it's weird because you know what else we got to do? We got to try to figure out a way to bridge the gap between the boomers, because enough of them are still around in our families now, and the millennials to try to explain to them, okay, they're not. It's nothing wrong with them. It's like trying to bridge that gap and be that go between. Like, okay, well, y'all did this to us, and we kind of did it to them, so at least we understand where theirs came from. Like, and even though we step back, but like they got no idea, like at all. Like, I just agree. Seeing is so it's like we trying to get both sides to kind of understand. It's like, this shit ain't gonna work. This shit ain't gonna work. It's the first time, like, it took my mother and mother-in-law so long to just accept the fact that being on the phone for our kids was different. It's like, it's this, look, we're not gonna fight it. You know, when they were young, they don't need always. And then one day it's like both of them just like, you know what? They ain't hurting nobody. We're the show you better we can tell you generation. Y'all will see shit.
So last segment, last 2 questions. And this is just basically a quick wrap up. And so looking back out of all of your picks and everything that we talk about, what is one lesson, lyric, or vibe from these songs that still guides you today?
You know what? It's going to be a fusion of Stevie and Anthony Hamilton, because it's like, I think between Cool and Don't Worry About a Thing, it's like once you live long enough, you can kind of see. I mean, I remember I used to work with this older dude. He told me he realized that sometimes stuff ain't really as bad as it seems. More times than not, stuff ain't as bad as it seems. But then on the flip side, sometimes shit ain't always as good as it seems. Like, you just got to play it in the middle. And so it just kind of feels like that. Once you live a little bit, you kind of know in certain situations when something's happening right then, it seems like the biggest thing ever right then. And I think, raising kids and all that, kind of helps you understand their perspective on stuff, because there's so much stuff that they haven't experienced yet. So whatever they're experiencing right now is the biggest thing to them right now. And it takes you to kind of go back. You know, it's easy for me, you know, his sons, they kind of going back and forth with their girlfriend. It's like, man, y'all fussing about something stupid. Like,
So
I know
in
that
2 weeks, this will be not even.
It'll be the dumbest thing ever, you know. But this is 23 years of marriage speaking, so I can say that. I know that. So I'd have to say, man, between cool and don't worry about a thing, it's kind of how I roll through life. Like, you know, handle what comes at you when it comes at you, and, you know, stick your chest out.
Okay. Did I say the segment was it called liner notes? I feel like I described it, but I don't know if I named. Okay,
I like it.
This segment is liner notes, and the whole goal is just to put your stamp on the back. We, you know, basically, I wanted to feel like we rode in the car with, because and this is your liner note. So
that's it. Well, we ain't stopping to get nothing to eat yet. If we ride in the car, I make a couple of stops.
Hey, I mean, if we were in person, I definitely would have all the fixings and stuff that go along with it. But
I told my wife a long time ago, I was like, look, I don't know what I'm gonna be, I don't know what we're gonna be, but I know one thing: we're gonna eat good and we're gonna laugh, and whatever else comes about, we'll figure it out. But so that's my thing.
So the part about not having groceries and cool, that didn't apply to you.
We're gonna make something work. We're gonna make something work. You know, we're gonna come in and make something work. We're gonna make some kind of grilled cheese something. It'll work. We do something.
I feel that. So last word, what would the soundtrack of your next chapter of your life be like?
You know,
or sound like? What does it sound like?
I think it's just gonna sound, man, definitely growing. It's kind of enjoying some of the fruits of labor, like being a lot of my sons are, you know, kind of doing their own thing now. Just had a granddaughter like 9 months ago, so I got a 9-month-old granddaughter. Like, appreciate it. Now it's like enjoying, like, whatever music I got to hear to sit and enjoy some of this and sit back and, you know, you take vacations and we all around and, you know, you kind of sit back and kind of look at everybody like, dang, you know, you tell my wife like, man, look what we did, or look what we're still doing. Like, our little four is now multiplied into, you know, the family's getting bigger. So I think this soundtrack is going to be just enjoyment, like enjoying this, like appreciating the ride, knowing that, you know, it's still more to come, but taking time to enjoy it in this moment, because it's been so, dude, I'll tell anybody, I really don't remember my 30s. Like, we were in the thick of like raising kids, this. My 30s were a blur. Like, I got no remember anything. It just all went by fast. So now I'm trying to make sure I'm deliberate and appreciating, you know, enjoying what we work for now.
I think that's a perfect note to wrap up on.
Yeah.
I don't need to put no more on that.
I appreciate it.
But I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. This is fun. Anytime.
And let me pick your brain. Of course, I'm gonna have you back. I feel like all of this is just it's the first season, and I feel like y'all, everyone that I've invited, I feel like y'all are experts in your field. From my perspective,
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's dope.
And so I feel
you know, we value your opinion. Come on now. Yeah.
Hey, I just be talking. I just look at the world and be like, that was interesting.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I appreciate it.
So I definitely have you back on so we can get even deeper in the talk of comedy and music. I want to thank everybody who has tuned in live and stayed with us, stuck with us thus far. As always, you can catch this tomorrow. It will be on all streaming platforms. It will be on wherever you find a podcast. And if it's not on your podcast platform, let me know and I will make sure it get on your preferred podcast platform. But if you want something that I'm not on, that means you really podcasting in a whole nother way, because we pretty much
everything. Yeah, you get down.
We everywhere. But this has been another episode of the 5 Dish Changer podcast. Thank you guys for joining in and enjoy the ride. Thank you. Just a second. Let me.
Oh, good.